Everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of Bulgaria, which may be the last one. I don't know. Because we are going to try to raise or attack the Serbian army or the Serbian led army here um, as they are trying to lay a siege. They outnumber us by 1,300 men and they have a better commander, so that's probably a terrible idea. Um, and actually, it is a terrible idea. So what we're going to do is going to return back around and try to take Krupnik. Well, wait, no. I don't know. I mean, because they're just going to continue to siege down more and more provinces, and they're just going to try to continue to do that, and then we're going to lose more and more territory, right? And we don't have the manpower to combat the Serbians and the Wallachians, and we don't have the military leader who can. Oh my God, why are we losing so much morale? I mean, we are marching through the mountains. I understand that in the winter, but damn. Yeah, we're not going to be able to. Oh, can we get in there? Um, yeah, we're not going to be able to get a white piece because we just don't have the war score. The main point of this was to see if we could maybe draw out the Serbian army. Eh, Probably a long shot, I understand, but draw the Serbian army away from the Wallachian army and then maybe try to sneak around and take out the Wallachians. Because with 37.74 ducats, we don't have enough money really for mercenaries. We have no allies. We have a worse military commander, and we're outnumbered. So, direct confrontation seems like a terrible idea. So we did take Vel Velbuzzed. And I mean, I guess potentially if we could occupy enough territory here, maybe somehow we'll be able to make up the difference in the war score to get a white piece, because that's really all I want. Agrarian communities and these types of rapid change. Oh, we got our food producing by 20%. We Our traditional ways have led to a revival of the agrarian community, where perhaps as productive as bustling urban centers, they provide a level of sustainability and social cohesion that cannot be otherwise gained without a great deal of time and effort. Perhaps we have to encourage this revival and further reap the benefits of our traditionalist economies. encourage the revival, regain some stability, increase rural attraction for 2 years, +5 towards traditional economy. Yep, we will do that for sure. So we are here in May of 1339, by the way. Making a tiny bit of money now is Bulgaria, which is just kind of wild because we weren't doing that for a while. And not making a lot of money, but a tiny bit of money. So I don't know. Oh God. Yeah, Kojus has fallen. So it looks like they're not going to try to. Separate their army at all. We know about that profitable to trade. We could call for the parliament. We'll call it in Ternovo, which has 100%. 39%, I guess, want to increase ties to the neighbors. I guess we're up to 19% war score now, which is interesting. So again, we're just trying to 100% chance until the occupation is complete. %, war score. So I don't know. Like, this is gonna be interesting. We might be able to see this out. The burghers divided the Syndicate members divided an influential position within Syndicate as they represent all of one of our economic centers. Their wealth holds much sway in the Syndicate, and unfortunately, they use it to lobby against our current efforts. I mean, we're up to plus 22% war score, -8. All we need is like 8 or 9, I guess, technically, and we would be able to end the war, which would be massive because I just want to draw. I just want to be able to stand my levies down, say, I mean, getting money from them would be amazing, but honestly, I don't even really care about that. I just want to be able to say, you know what, Serbia, Kotovio is successful, although that seemed to give us nothing. We got 26% now. We have an entire province of Serbia occupied. -2. I mean, I don't know why we're not sieging this place down already, but okay. We'll lose stability if we don't get this passed, so them deciding to not support us definitely hurts. There we go. There we go. We just want a white peace. Kingdom of Serbia accepts our generous offer, so we survive. That is an amazing thing. Perrin is starving. The Serbian army and the Wallachian armies are going to disband. We know that. I just want to get our own army back into. We have Greek patriots plus 14%. We have a lot of devastated locations because of the war. Yeah, I know. That's why I said disband the levies. Thankfully, the second time through, the game allowed me to do it. So, our army is disbanded. I don't know why the Serbian army is still just standing there, which is kind of interesting. Elaborate court life to the nobility. I don't know about that one. We're 50-50 on whether or not it goes through right now. We're 98.76% on the integration of Zagore. Krupnik is negative 9% prosperity or devastation. Beaten is negative 13.78. Our minting deficiency is only 15% due to the lack of access to needed goods. Papers Makers Guild are unprofitable buildings right now for us. And we're losing negative 0.82 ducats right now. The good news is we should be getting done with Zagori pretty soon. Within a month or two. Somebody had offered a royal marriage to my son. Oh, wait, he's already married. Or betrothed. She's 12, but. And he's a defensive planner. Because he was the general of the army. The commoners are unhappy. Parent is not integrated, which we will definitely send. Radomir down there, and then we'll send Michael down here to try to do a roto. It'll be interesting now once we get Zagore integrated into Bulgaria. What does that do to the economy? What does it do to other things? In terms of trying to bring goods to the market, potentially the army. We are going to try to help Biden recover. Not sure exactly how. Kind of curious to see what the average monthly progress there of increasing the prosperity is going to be. Poland negative 45. Most of it's because of our base. We are slightly weaker than Poland. Which I can see, right? Negative 19 ducats or ducats. Right now, we're at 50% or better at all of our estates, with the exception of the peasantry. Monthly balance is plus 517 in the Constantinople market. Once we get to November, I do want to check out the food production of in each of those two provinces that were just so massively short in food, and see what that 20% bonus did for them. We have gained a core. The location of Suspetta is now considered part of our patrimony. We shall defend it to the last drop of peasant blood. We have finished with helping Ryan and recover. Interesting, we didn't really seem to get much of a benefit from that at all. Plus 0.56 food. Negative 2.87. So still negative food, but and barely positive food. But it's clearly a lot better. We're not quite in December, the winter months yet, but clearly a lot better than what it used to be. So even though we're 100%, we're still Tarusa. We're gonna pause on this. Prince Konstantin Urkovich and Theodora Stratsimir. We will gain 5.21 prestige. They'll gain 3.16. Okay, fine. Is that like his sister? Yes. That was his younger sister. So when we get into December, I'm curious, will like another location be added to our patrimony then? I guess I would have thought the entire county just would have got added all at once, but that's fine. Integrate province finish. Kevin's finished integrating Zagori. When we have conquered a province we need integrated before it will be part of our country. If it does not become integrated, the pops of the province may rebel. Life in Tarnovo as representatives of areas that are sometimes quite distant from Tarnovo. Many Singlet members often find that life in Tarnovo during their visits is very different from what they're used to. Some find it both cramped and filthy, while many seem quite relieved when they get to return home. This year has proven even harder than usual for the delicate sensibilities of our Singlet members to endure. The months have been unusually hot, the wet months unusually wet, and the cold months unusually cold. A number of Singlet members have now decided that they have had enough and have approached us asking for help to make their stays more pleasant. They're just gonna have to endure. We don't have the money to lose. Like, I apologize, but I partially wish we could have had the money. The issue fails, we lose 7 stability. But we're making money now. Okay, so good news, bad news. Our army has lost about, again, those 1,000 people are gone. Biden still has, or Biden still has an 11.2 prosperity penalty. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Sorry. That road, we could try to integrate them. A lot of our weaponsmith are unprofitable. We'll change their input from lumber, coal, and tools. We'll just use stone and lumber. Ivan Strassimir. Strassimir has reached the age of 16, and he's a ruler's son of courtier. So we have reached 1340. I mean, we made it 3 years as Bulgaria. Honestly, I wasn't sure we were ever going to get there. A landed member of the nobility has died without any immediate heir. Heralds determined that under Bulgarian law, the extent title would pass to the lowly German Regulav, a very distant relative. Despite his blood connection, he is clearly not of noble stature, so it might be preferable to merge the title to the crown instead. We can invest a new noble. We're going to go for aristocracy, changing 0.5 month towards aristocracy plus 10 right now. It's currently at 70, and we will gain 10 prestige. I mean, so we're making 0.95 ducats a month, right? So we're almost making 1 a month, which is kind of amazing, given where we used to be. I mean, to be honest, I was kind of hoping we get some money out of it. Negative 37 food. Negative 37 food. In the wintertime, though, I mean, I don't think that's awful. So in Tarnovo, the output per level is 1.24. The profit per level is 1.81. 33.5 gold. Let's see, where are we at goods? The dyes. Okay, so we are short dyes. I mean, I'm sure we're still short a lot in the Constantinople market, but books, dyes, fruit, sturdy grade furniture, so not quite as bad as we used to be. But dyes is something that we are short on. And suddenly we're missing money again. Okay. Try to tax the nobility a little bit more. We are short dyes. We're also short food, of course. 33.5. We currently have 39.808. Just in terms of buildings. Carpenters Guild will give us 1.2. I do feel like that Pest Market is having a low stockpile of food. We're also losing a lot of food in the Constantinople. We're losing money again. God damn it. We did try to build expanding the dye farms in Tarnovo. And now we don't have enough lumber as it is. So that's going to be a problem. But It does take us down to 5.61 ducats as well. So like we really don't have any money now. We're trying to find ways to produce money to bring our economy up and running, but it is a challenge. Like it really, really is. Excuse me, had a big yawn. So I think like for the next 3 episodes, so long as we have that truce anyway with our neighbors, that might be the big thing is trying to figure out how can we make a little bit of money here. Obviously, some of that is control, which, honestly isn't terrible in a lot of areas, but we could maybe improve it here. And that would also help us with our manpower, right? So I think that's what we're going to do. The eternal struggles of the Golden Horde. The barbarians of the Golden Horde are struggling in the hordes of a war. Our borders, once terrorized by their constant raids, can at long last recover. Some advisors, however, want to go further. According to them, the only way to maintain peace is through the destruction of the Golden Horde once and for all. Claims on Ismail for 4 years. Claims on who? Oh. Salt. Wool. Cannot afford to due to the current situation. We'll prepare for war. I mean, I don't think we really will, but Ivan Stratzimir is unmarried. Here's Anasidadios. Heir to Empress. She's 18. We'll get 3.73 prestige. They'll get 6.93. She's not a very good ruler or leader, but she's Orthodox. She's in the area. It makes sense in that regard. We know that Parent is unincorporated, but we're going to try to increase the control because control, obviously, maybe not obviously if you're familiar with the game, control impacts your manpower and your economy as well. So hopefully by being able to improve those things, we will be able to make a little bit more money, get a little bit more men. And then we can slowly start rebuilding our nation. because this is going to be a process, right? This really, really is going to be a process. We can't expect it to take, a short period of time. Not given for where we started, although again, the fact that we are survived or have survived our first war against a couple of enemies. Many of our provinces are slowly becoming profitable or losing a lot of their destruction from the war, so that's always a positive. And I do think the next few episodes are going to focus more on the domestic and the building up of Bulgaria. Although I do know that the Black Death is probably going to be coming in pretty soon, in a few years, and that is obviously going to change things as well. Local fortification expert. We'll just let him stay home. Night. Cotton is an unprofitable trade. You know what? Then we'll just get rid of it. Uh, jewelry. We'll go ahead and trade for that. Hopefully that trade, so we're importing that for pests, so hopefully that trade will remain productive. Yeah, see, the budget just fluctuates so much, it kind of cracks me up a little bit, but we are up to 6,300 bed as the control continues to increase here. And we're now 100 days on the expanding of the dye farms, which will take time, right, to get the RGOs in and working. But that was something else that we were short on, and we were expected to make, 1.1 per level? Even if we don't make that, let's say we just make half of it, that's 0.9, right? And the third would be 0.6, so we'd be, in a better position financially, of course. I get -3 food. Actually, 1+1 food. So, we're still losing food at a rate that's much higher than what we're replacing it. But the fact that that province at all is saying, "Hey, we have enough food," that's a big thing. Let's make it almost a ducat. We had to lower the minting because we were going to be raising inflation. We don't want that. But little bit by little bit, our locations are becoming less devastated. I don't know how much that affects us because they're not even integrated right now. But I would imagine it affects us somewhat. Sturdy grade fruit, rice, and coal in the Constantinople market. Sturdy grains. Well, we can't afford that. Nor do we have the lumber to build, but hopefully we'll be able to address at least the lumber situation, or maybe in the coming episode or two, if we start making a decent amount of money here from the dyes, or we have an event where we can get some money, we'll be able to build some more sturdy grades in the Constantinople market. But again, that's the thing. We don't have the building resources. We don't have the money. This is a country that really is very, very much a fixer-upper. So, on that note, I do think we'll probably be wrapping it up. It is 13:40 now. I do play at 2 times speed, which is a little bit slower probably than what most people do. I know it's definitely slower than the 5 times speed that many players will play at. I have seen others play it at 3 times speed, which is similar obviously to what I do, but still I'm a little bit slower there. We have research guilds, possible burgers in towns and cities plus 100 max literacy for burgers plus 5%. A guild is an association of merchants or craftsmen who have come together for mutual protection, aid, and for the pursuit of their own interests. Guilds establish monopolies of their goods and trade and set standards for the quality and price of their goods. So we're losing money again, somehow. It's just, it's kind of frustrating because I don't know why 100% we lose, we gain a tiny bit, then we lose more, then we gain a little bit, then we lose more. Somewhere, let's just see, where's the raw materials? We have plus 6.54. I mean, we have no control or proximity there, though, so we're not getting a whole lot out of that. Now, technically, increasing the control here would you would think increase the income and the manpower, but right now it's not really doing much of that. But thank you everybody for watching. We will probably wrap this up here when we get into August. So we're about a little over a week or so away now. Yeah, we know coal. We're also 35 days away at expending the dye farms in Inferno, which did have the two fine cloth guilds built. They used to expand the dye farm. Say that's perfect or anything like that, because it's not, but that would help. Havana is still missing people for their wheat farm, and we're now obviously missing people for the dyes. Oh, dear God. Well, obviously we can't afford the game. Can you just let me make money? No. I really don't understand. We're making a little bit of money, and then like 2 days later, it's like, oh, whoops, no, you're not. And I know, and I appreciate that the value of traded goods, right? It changes. I get that. That's cool. But I'm not trading goods. I have more dye, which is a 1.8 per level. And I don't know. Very happy that we won we didn't win, but we were able to fight Wallachia and Serbia to a stalemate. Got province integrated, working on integrating another province, working on trying to get control up a little bit. Trying to see if we could maybe get the economy pointed in the right direction. It's being very difficult at the moment, though. Cannot lie. As we get into September, that's where we're going to wrap up the episode. To be honest, I didn't know that we would have a fourth episode, or at least a fourth episode of the Bulgarian playthrough. I thought we might be wrapping it up after one or two. So we've already kind of doubled doubled my, I should say, expectation for how long this series is going to last. And we're making a little bit of money again. We'll see how long that lasts. And Triavada, we're still missing people, but we are getting plus 21 food, plus 13.68 from the laborers. So we got plus 8 was the base value at the start of the game. So we'll see if that continues. Thank you everybody for watching. Stay safe, take care, and I'll talk to y'all later.